Will now be recorded.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Am I audible? Am I
Good
clearly
evening, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening. Yeah. So, in the previous class, we have discussed about overview of the particular program, right? Our SOC Analyst program. Okay. And also, we have discussed about various job opportunities. Okay. What will be the salaries and what are the prerequisites? All the stuff we have discussed, right? So, in this class, so hope it is clear for everyone, whatever we have discussed yesterday. So, if you have attended the class yesterday, right, in this class what we'll be doing, we will be discussing about the actual subject. Okay, so we'll be going into the actual subject in today's class, but before that one, let me showcase you the particular course curriculum as well. Okay, so yesterday we did not have the chance because time has been completed, right? So I cannot so this is general. In generally what happens is that the first demo class will be extending up to 1.5 hours like that as well, but there is no chance for us because already we are from 9 to 10 slot. I cannot make you to sit after 10 p.m. Okay, it is not a good advice. Okay, so that's why I have not I have to stop over there itself. Anyhow, we can always continue in this particular stuff so that you will be having a fair idea what I will be teaching. So always make it for granted. Whatever the things I have specified in the particular course curriculum, I will be definitely teaching all this particular stuff. Okay. So without any delay, let me open the particular stuff and let me share my screen as well. So, and also wait 1 minute. So there is some lot of disturbance in my particular camera. 1 minute, please. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Yeah, I think that it is now better. Yeah. So the thing is that I do have a class before this particular class again. I do not have the chance to check. Okay. So anyhow, okay. Thanks for waiting. Okay. So let me share my screen. Yeah. So I hope that you are seeing my screen. And let me open the course curriculum. Yeah. So this is the particular course curriculum, whatever I have shared to you people as well. Okay. So these are all the overall components, okay, modules we are going to see. Okay. Course introduction already yesterday one class we have given. Okay. So on next to 2 to 3 classes we'll be having the particular stuff. Okay. So and again we'll be starting with the networking concepts, and again after that one cybersecurity concepts, Splunk SIM and SOC operations, Splunk security dashboards and alerts, SIM use cases and incidents, and threat hunting, and real-time operations and discussions. These are all the various modules that we do have. Okay. So now let us check each and every one in detail. So if I open this particular first thing, so course introduction, so overview and objectives as we have seen yesterday, and tomorrow and even day after tomorrow, 2 to 3 days, okay, we will be completing this particular stuff. Whatever we have, course structure and learning path, understanding SOC analyst role, okay, high level overview of the Splunk events, all these things will be completing in the next 2 to 3 classes. Once after that one, directly we'll be starting with the networking concepts, where we'll be starting with the organization networks. Okay. So as I've told you, so right from the fundamentals, what is a LAN, what is a WAN, okay, what are firewalls, switches, routers, all those things, importance of network security monitoring, all those things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay. with clear representation. All those things I'll be discussing. And next one is the ISO or OSA models we'll be calling. Okay, so these are very, 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 very important. Okay, even in one of the interviews, even in today also, okay, they have asked the question, um, where does TCP and UDP falls? Okay, in which layer it will be falling? That is the question they have asked. So likewise, in several scenarios, they will be asking. So ISO and OSA models. So if you learn it properly, you know the entire networking. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So in depth we'll be discussing. So I'll be taking almost a week to discuss this particular stuff with clear examples and all. Okay, so and I'll be all the 7 layers. Okay, so I'll be discussing in a detailed manner. Okay, so you cannot find my explanation anywhere. Okay, take it for granted. So in a simpler and easy manner I can always explain. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So all the 7 layers whatever we are seeing over here, so application and presentation layer. Okay, so session, transport, network, data layers. Okay, so like that all 7 layers we'll be discussing about all this particular stuff. Okay, so then we'll be going into the particular in depth of IP addresses. Okay, so what is a public IP address, what is a private IP address, why the representation, why we should be having a public IP address, why we should be having private IP ranges. Okay, and what is the private IP ranges actually. Okay, in how many classes it has been divided, all those things we'll be discussing. Okay, what is IPv4 address, what is IPv6 address. Okay, and what is NAT and PAT. These are very, very important. Network address translation, port number address translation. Okay, so what are these actually? Okay, so internally what will be happening, and whenever the particular, let me give a simple glance so that I will be explaining anyhow later as well, but let me open my notepad. Yeah, so whenever, see, this is a particular client. Okay, this is my particular client, say my laptop, right? This is the particular server. Okay, this is the server. So and of course this is my network. Okay, so this is my home network or organization, like that. Okay, whatever it may be. So in my home, okay, in right now, nowadays everybody will be having laptop, desktop. So sorry, this is small actually. Okay, desktop, or else your tab. Okay, mobile. So is my voice clear? Is my voice clear or not? Please specify. I'm not using
Clear, sir.
any earphones. Okay, so that's why I'm asking. So yeah, great. So likewise I can always have the devices, right? So whenever out of my network, okay, whenever I request, for example, I'm requesting amazon.in. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I will be going over here. Okay, so from a laptop what I'll be doing, I'll be going over here and I'll be saying amazon.in over here, right? Amazon.in. Okay, if you click over here, so automatically it will be going to the particular server, which server, amazon.in, and will be getting the response like this. Correct? So whenever internally what happens, whenever the particular client is sending a particular response, sorry, whenever the client is requesting the server over here like this, whenever it reaches out of the network, the IP address must be translated. Okay, the IP address must be translated over here. So that is what we are going to discuss. That is sufficient right now. Okay, so if I start discussing, I will be specifying now itself. Okay, so this is the actual stuff. Okay, so whenever the traffic is going outside of my network, the IP address has to be translated. So this thing, it can be always done in two ways. One is called as NAT and other is called as PAT, network address translation and port number address translation. Okay, so what is it I have told you. So in detailed manner we'll be discussing in the later stages. Okay, so that is the stuff. Again, let me minimize this one. Yeah, so likewise, NAT versus PAT will be discussing. Identifying suspicious IP traffic will be discussing. Okay, and introduction to web technology. Okay, what are the various protocols, especially web protocols, HTTP and HTTPS? What is the difference between them? Okay, and what is the client server architecture? Common web vulnerabilities. Okay, we'll be discussing. Okay, and again, understanding the particular protocols. Okay, but that's what is the HTTP protocol, HTTP and HTTPS, and what are the various methods, okay, that will be involved. So again, whenever I say, whenever the client is requesting the server, it has to send some methods. See, this is the client, this is the server. I'm drawing roughly. Okay, so if it is requesting the server, it has to send some methods, just like, or else let me put over here, get, put, post, delete, okay, head. These are all the various kinds of methods. So by using these methods, it request the server. And the server, whenever it is sending the response to the client, the server, what does it do? It will be taking the request, whatever the client has sent over here, and it will be sending the response over here. So whenever it is sending the response, it will be responding through the status codes. Through the status codes. This is also a good important interview question. Always do remember. Okay, so in the demo classes itself, I am telling the interview questions as well, okay, for your understanding. So whenever the client requests the server, it will be sending the particular methods. It will be sending with the methods, just like these methods. And whenever the server is sending the response to the client, it will be always sending with the status codes. Just like we'll be having status codes again, 100 series, 100 to 199. These are called as informational messages. 200 to 299. Success messages will be saying. 300 to 399. Redirectional messages. 400 to 499. These are the client errors, which are very, very important. Client errors. 500 to 599. These are server errors. These are all various kinds of status codes. The server will be responding with the status codes. And again, right, as a SOC analyst, if you do not maintain any alerts in your SIEM environment for these client errors and these server errors, okay, so that means that indicates that you are not maintaining properly. Okay, that much of importance these things is having. So likewise, okay, so all these things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. Okay, these kind of things we will be discussing. Okay, so what is the particular thing, right? HTTP methods, status codes, and headers, header analysis. Okay, so request headers and response headers will be having. What is the payload? Okay, all those things we'll be discussing each and every topic. Okay, so crystal clear, I'll be explaining within the same whatever the tempo I am using right now. Likewise only I'll be explaining each and every topic. Okay, at any particular point in time, if you have any doubt, you can always raise your voice at any particular point in time. Okay, so that is the particular stuff as I have told you yesterday. Okay, so and again, in depth of port numbers. Okay, so well known versus ephemeral port numbers. What is that? Well known versus ephemeral port numbers. What is this well known and ephemeral port numbers? So we'll be having three types of port numbers. Ephemeral, ephemeral, okay, and again we do have something called as registered port numbers. Registered, ephemeral, registered, and well known. Sorry, well known. So what are these three types actually? So we'll be having 0 to 65,535 port numbers in total actually. Okay, so out of these 0 to 65 numbers port numbers, so 0 to 1023 are well known port numbers will be saying. That means what? A specific port numbers, okay, especially that exists on the server. So for example, say 80 is for HTTP, 443 is for HTTPS, 53 is for DNS, 22 is for SSH, 23 is for Telnet. Like this, we will have various well-known port numbers. Okay, so all these range, see all these where are they falling? 0 to 1023 only. Okay, these are called as well-known port numbers. All these are well-known port numbers. Okay, so whereas from 1024, okay, from 1024 to 49,151. What is that? 49,151. These are called as registered port numbers. Registered port numbers. What do you mean by this, Kiran? What do you mean by registered port numbers? See, do you know MySQL? Anybody? See, MySQL database. Whenever you use PHP, okay, and all these particular programming languages, we'll be using MySQL as the particular database. So whenever you want to use the particular database services and all, So the registered port number for that one is 3306. 3306 is the registered port number, especially for MySQL. Okay, so likewise, because I have specified, because this is a unique thing where already all of people will be knowing, most of you people will be knowing. Okay, so and in Splunk also we do have some registered port numbers. Splunk students, if any, can you specify? Registered port numbers are there, just like 8000 web port. Okay, so this is registered for Splunk. This is registered for database MySQL. In Splunk, there are so many registered port numbers. Okay, 9997, which is called as listening port, 8089 management port, 8080 replication port, 8088 HTTP and collector. Heck will be saying. Okay, likewise, various registered port numbers we do have. See, all these things are what? Registered port numbers category. See where they are lying with between 1024 to 49,151, correct or not? That's why these are called as registered port numbers, right? The third one is the ephemeral port numbers. Then what is left over here? Out of 0 to 65,535, what is left? 49,152 to 65,535. These are what? These are the temporary port numbers and random port numbers that the system will be assigning to the client. What is that? The system now itself, if you do not understand, there is nothing to, it is not a rocket science. Okay, everybody can understand, but even still, if somebody feels some confusion, don't consider that you are not getting anything. Okay, so I'll be explaining in detail, because I want to give a glance, I'm giving, that's it. Okay, so 49,152 to 65,535.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
My voice is breaking. Are yaar.
No, sir,
Yeah,
it's
your voice
audible,
is
sir.
breaking.
It's audible, sir.
It's clear, sir.
For you it's breaking. Maybe. Okay, so you can always rejoin, right? So that is the particular stuff. So 49,152 to 65,535, these are the port numbers that are available, right? So automatically the system will be assigning over here. Okay, why it will be assigning and all, we'll be discussing later. So likewise we'll be discussing about the in-depth of port numbers as well. Okay, so that is the particular stuff, that is what I want to specify. Okay, so that's what, see, these are all the general port numbers: 21, 22, 80, 443. Okay, detecting another is port scans. Okay, and again various protocols. Okay, so SMB for 445 for file sharing and exploits. Okay, so the popular in interviews, this is a popular interview question actually. What is that one with SMB? Okay, so what is the attack that will be happening? What is that with SMB? What is the attack will be happening? So the answer should be ransomware attack. Ransomware attack. What is a ransomware attack? We'll be discussing later. Not now only. We'll be discussing later. Everything I won't be discussing right now itself. Ransomware attack. Okay. So this is a popular interview question. So with SMB, we'll be having always ransomware attack. Okay. So that is the particular stuff. And again, SMTP for email spoofing and phishing. Okay. Telnet. And again, see, all these are entry questions only. So nowadays, see, they are asking, that's what, each and everything they are asking. So don't consider that networking is not important. Okay, in networking also they'll be asking the questions. Okay, so what is the difference between SSS and Telnet? What is the difference, we'll be seeing later. So this is important question as well. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And FTP, MySQL, so all these particular protocols and services we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And again, Windows operating system for SOC analysts. So what is the, right from what is a Windows user version? Okay, what is the server version, we'll be discussing users, file permissions, all those things we'll be discussing. And especially Windows utility tools. Windows utility tools. What are Windows utility tools? Can anybody specify? Of course, here you are seeing. What are Windows utility tools? Can anybody specify? Windows utility tools. Daily we'll be using Windows only, right? In organizations and all. So we'll be having event viewer, as you are seeing over here. Okay, task manager, task scheduler. Okay, these are all the various utility tools that we can always use, right? Okay, so all those things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, and again, in depth of port numbers here it has been given. Okay, so malicious port usage, port scanning. Okay, port scanning. Yesterday we have discussed it, right? Nmap is the command we can always use for port scanning, IP scanning versus port scanning. So IP scanning and versus port scanning. So attackers, what they'll be doing, they can always scan your systems. So whenever your network is compromised, okay, so your network is compromised. Your network will be compromised when, so these are all various systems in my network. In my official network, these are all various endpoints. So the systems in the particular network, what we'll be calling? We'll be calling as endpoints. Okay. So if your network has to be compromised, so any one system, if it gets compromised, what is meant by compromised, I'll be discussing later as well. So, and again, through the lateral movement, okay, again, all these are technical terms we'll be discussing later. Don't worry about that. The entire network may get compromised. Okay. So whenever one system gets compromised, through the lateral movement, entire network gets compromised. Okay. So whenever it gets compromised like that, okay, or else even if one system, one endpoint gets compromised as well, so they can always know the IP range in your organization, and they can always use some commands like ping, okay, and they can always know whether the computer is active or not, okay, it is in a active state or not. So this is called as IP scanning. Simply I'm specifying, this is called as IP scanning. Whereas by using nmap as the command, okay, what they can do, not only the particular whether the computer is active or not, they extend the particular their intrusion, and what they'll be doing, they'll be identifying, okay, inside the particular computer, the port numbers are also active or not. They should be able to scan the port numbers as well by using nmap. This is called as port scanning. That's why this is called as port scanning. This is called as IP scanning. This is called as port scanning. Okay, that is the particular stuff. So we'll be discussing about these details. Okay, and port, and again different port based attacks we'll be discussing. Okay, so in nmap command we can always do like this. See here in this example, that's why I have put over here itself, so that you can always get a fair idea. In the particular course curriculum itself, I have put, see, this port is open, this is which port number, SSH. See here it has been written. Okay, this is 53 port number, DNS. Okay, this is HTTP. Okay, likewise, which port numbers are open. Okay, like that we can always find it. The attacker can always find it. Okay, that is the particular stuff. So with and once the particular networking part is completed, then we'll be going into the cybersecurity concepts. And whenever I say cybersecurity concepts, again this is very important. Which is that one? CAA traits. Yesterday also I have told you, right? CAA traits. CA traits in information technology. Okay, information systems or technology, whatever it may be. So CA traits. Okay, so CA traits. Whenever I say CA traits, what is meant by CA traits? I'm removing all those. So CAA traits, it is a, those three things are must. That's why they are traits. They have been specified as traits because those are the three must have things that should be happening for a safe. If you want to safeguard the particular data security, if you want to maintain a security analyst. Okay, so what are the CAA traits? C stands for confidentiality. Confidentiality. Okay, I stands for integrity, and A stands for availability. Okay, that is the particular stuff. Okay, so we'll be discussing, these are the traits. Okay, CIA. These three things must be having things in order to have security for a particular entity or a system, whatever it may be. So whenever I say confidentiality, I'll be discussing later as well. Whenever I say confidentiality, encryption will be coming into first place. Whenever I say integrity, hashing. Okay, this is also important. This entire CA is important, and in interviews they'll be asking what is the difference between encryption and hashing. Okay, so and again, even though you do have these two components, if the data itself is not available, sometimes the data will not be available, then also it is a problem. Okay, so that's why availability should also be there. Even though if you say that my entire network is encrypted, okay, all the data is encrypted, it will be using hashing techniques, SHA-256, SHA-212. Okay, these are all the various kinds of hashing techniques. Okay, we can always use this one, and my system is safe. You cannot say that your system is safe still. The data should be available also. Sometimes data will not be available. How it is not available, we'll be discussing later. So likewise, so all these things, okay, CA traits will be discussing. Okay, so and again, yeah, see, symmetric versus asymmetric. Whenever I say encryption, again there are two types of encryption. One is symmetric encryption and another is asymmetric encryption. Okay, so we'll be seeing differences. So you are getting right what I'm saying, everybody, each and everyone, till now what we have discussed, is it clear? See, just I'm giving you the overview of the exact things. Yesterday also I have given you the overview, but today exactly pin to pin whatever we are going to discuss, I'm specifying. Is it clear or not for everybody?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that is the particular stuff. So just I'm giving a glance. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, so and again hashing, that's what I have told you, right? MD5 SHA 256 SHA 1, these are all the various hashing algorithms. Okay, so likewise we'll be discussing. And the defense in-depth approach, see, each and everything is important. You should not neglect. See, that's what, whatever the particular stuff I'll be specifying, and as I specified, the daily recordings I'll be providing. If you go through that one, if you master that one, definitely you can crack the interviews and all. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So defense in-depth approach. So what is the defense in-depth approach? So a defense in-depth approach is a mechanism where it will be specifying some set of rules. Okay, so by using this particular set of rules, what will be specifying? So if you want to provide security for your entity, okay, so if you provide security to data itself, it is not sufficient. Okay, there are various phases where you have to right from the particular organization, your organization policies, principles and procedures. Okay, you have to provide the security. And again at the physical level, so your organization policies and principles, just like you are, see, whenever you go to whenever you join an organization, what they'll be doing, they will be giving some videos for you. Okay, some tests they'll be putting, right? So if you, what are those tests? The organization rules and responsibilities. Okay, so what, how you should not having the particular phishing attacks. Okay, how we should not be doing the sexual harassment kind of stuff. Okay, all these things will be having, right? If you pass in that particular examinations, then only you will be giving the client ID, correct or not? You will be having your client email ID and all. So whatever the particular client environment, they will be providing the client environment access whenever you go through all those particular stuff. Okay, what are the organization's policies and procedures are there? So what whenever you do have a particular paper that is available on your particular table, what you should be doing, you will be giving it to your manager, or you will be studying it out. Okay, likewise what will be doing, so some, for suppose a piece of paper you have found on the particular, on your desk with some credentials, what you have to do, you will be giving it to your HR, you will be giving to your manager, or you will be folding and putting it in your pocket, or you will be or you will be crashing that particular paper. What you will be doing? What you will be doing? Somebody please specify.
We will hand over to HR.
We will be shredding that paper immediately. See, passwords whenever openly, whenever you find it, okay, immediately you have to shred it out, correct or not? Okay, likewise you will be having options similar. So simple things. Okay, so whenever, because why they are, because you have to adhere to all the policies of your particular organization. That's why. So tomorrow whenever if you are not security compliant, okay, then they can always have the chance to remove you. Okay, so that's why they will be asking you to write all this particular tests and all, then only they will be providing you the particular email access for your client environment. Okay, so likewise physical level. Okay, perimeter network, internal network for apps, for operating system, likewise at various levels we have to give the particular thing. Okay, that is what it will be specifying, this defense in-depth approach. Okay, so all these things will be discussing. And next important thing is the cyber kill chain. Cyber kill chain, see, these are all the 7 phases. There will be 7 phases actually. Okay, so what are the 7 phases? How the attacker will be following. Okay, so these are all the 7 phases: reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery. See, all these things you should be getting by heart. Okay, so in interviews they'll be asking what are the cyber kill chain processes, then you have to tell all this particular stuff, or else they'll be asking something somewhere in what is delivery. Okay, what is installation. Okay, likewise they'll be asking, likewise also you should be able to explain. So these are all the important things, because attackers, they will be following this process whenever they want to intrude into a particular system, then whenever they want to do a attack, they'll be following these particular phases and all. Okay, so it is your responsibility as a security analyst to know all these particular phases. Okay, so that is what, so that is the particular stuff. Okay, so that is the thing we'll be discussing. Okay, and again, discussing this one is not sufficient. 1 minute please. Sorry, some disturbance. Yeah, what we are discussing. So yeah, so these are the things, okay, that the attackers will be following, right? So that's why, see, if the attackers are following, definitely you have to know about that. Okay, so these are the things for the attackers, and similarly for the security analysts, will be having meter frameworks, meter attack framework. What is that? Meter cyber kill chain, cyber kill chain, or 7 phase of cyber attack is for attackers, and meter attack, ATT and CK, it is not attack. Okay, exact attack is not the spelling over here. ATT and CK, which is called as attack only. Meter attack, this is a framework. Okay, for what, for whom this one, for whom this is? For security analysts, or some, or to common public also. Okay, security analysts. Okay, so what this particular meter attack is, a meter is an organization. Okay, so it is a non-profit organization in US actually. So they will be providing, see how we do have the 7 rules over here. Okay, for this particular attackers and all, they will be providing 14 rules over here. Okay, so if you go through all these things, okay, it's a bible to any kind of security issues that you found in your particular environment. Okay, you can always come over here, and you can always check in the particular meter attack framework. ATT means advisories, tactics and techniques. What is that? Advisories, tactics and techniques. Advisories means attackers. What are the tactics and techniques they'll be using? Okay, so for those particular stuff, it will be providing, this meter organization will be providing common knowledge. CK means common knowledge. Okay, so it will be providing common knowledge. What is the type of the attack, when it has been happened, how it has been remediated. Okay, how many, the complete details, what are the sub techniques that it do have. Okay, so how many times it has been happened, so what are the lessons learned, what are the references that you have to know, each and everything we'll be discussing. Okay, so that is the particular stuff that we'll be having, and what are the use cases that we'll be discussing as well. They will be with par with the, what are the standards that they have been provided. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. So all these things we'll be discussing again. Okay, and again, yeah, various kinds of attacks we'll be discussing again. So brute force attack. Brute force attack, anybody know what about brute force attack? What is meant by brute force attack? Brute force attacks are nothing but identifying the passwords, guessing of the passwords. In other words, intelligent guessing of the passwords. Okay, so all these things we'll be discussing. What are brute force attacks? Okay, uh, what is that one? Yeah, so password spraying, password stuffing, dictionary attacks. Okay, all this comes under brute force attacks only. Okay, so all those types of brute force attacks we'll be discussing. Okay, and again, phishing and spoofing attacks. Okay, all the kinds of attacks, DNS tunneling attacks, DNS spoofing attacks, phishing attacks, email things. Okay, so all those things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. And again, we'll be having something called as OWASP rules. OWASP stands for Open Web Application Standard Project. Okay, so they are also just like this meter framework. Okay, so this Open Web Application Standard Project is an organization. Again, it is also a non-profit organization where, excuse me, hello, anybody wants to speak? If you want to speak, you can always directly speak. Okay, so
Sir, just I want to ask you one question, sir.
mm,
Can you tell me a little bit more about the phishing and spoofing attacks?
Yeah, we'll be discussing later. Okay, we'll be discussing
Okay,
phishing
okay.
attacks. Phishing attacks are the attacks, see, where it becomes a big story again. That's what. See, I want to cut it short because I want to explain whatever I'm going to cover in this particular step. See, for example, after a while I'll be explaining. Okay, phishing attack after a while I'll be explaining. But anyhow, as you asked,
Okay,
see,
okay.
so nowadays, right? So is this Sudesh?
Sushil, sir.
Sushil. Okay, oh, favorite maybe. Okay, so see, for suppose, see, again we'll be having no time. I want to interact with you people as well. Okay, see, for suppose nowadays, right, we do have credit cards and all. Okay, so you receive some text. What is the text? Okay, WhatsApp message, text message you will be receiving. What will you be missing, or what will be getting? Your reward points are getting expired tonight. What is that? Your reward points, correct or not? Nowadays, have you ever find this one? I have seen your reward points are getting expired tonight. This is the message we'll be getting. Okay, and before this one there will be a link. For example, this is the HDFC Bank. Okay, you are having a HDFC Bank credit card. Okay, so in your mobile phone you will be getting a message, and you will be having this particular link over here. So a person like me who has never used the particular reward points and all, are yaar, today today's nights itself, all the reward points are getting expired. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be clicking on this particular link. Okay, I'll be clicking on this particular link. If I click on this particular link, so uh, generally, does a bank says that reward points will be expired tonight? Yes or no? Does the bank says that your reward, see, in the credit card statement the reward points will be written, and clearly it will be saying that by this month end. Okay, your, or else after 3 months your reward points will be getting expired. By this month end you do have this particular reward points, and in after 3 months, after 6 months, your reward points will be getting expired, like that the bank will be providing in the particular credit card statement. No bank will be specifying like this. Okay, that much of common sense we should be having first of all. Okay, so if you do not think that, okay, in a hurry, okay, so because this is called as weaponization. Okay, I will be discussing all, that's why I said that I'll be discussing all these things later. Okay, so what they'll be doing, so in order to tempt you, see, anybody say, if somebody says that your reward points are getting expired tonight, so a person like me, what does he think? Okay, he's a good guy. Okay, this time they are clearly saying the reward points are getting expired tonight. So now what I'll be doing, I'll be clicking on this link. If I open this link, what happens? SDFC Bank web page will be opened over here. How? With the same logo of the SDFC Bank. Correct or not? This is what? This is the logo of the SDFC Bank. Correct or not? Yeah. Likewise. Okay. I will be having, and they'll be giving a username and password over here. So now if you give the credentials over here, okay, that's all, your money is gone. This is a phishing attack, classic example. So that means what you are doing over here, they have sent a duplicate, they have sent a URL which is not the original one, which is not the genuine one. It appears as if it is a HDFC Bank website, but it is not. If you observe the particular URL over there, if HDFC hdfcbank.com should be there, right? URL. So some hbfcbank.com will be there. So you won't be considering all those things, right? Because you are in a hurry. Okay, so you will be seeing only the particular page format. Okay, so likewise, and you will be giving, right? This is the classic example of a phishing attack. So see, one thing you have to consider, whatever I am specifying over here, all these things I'll be explaining. Okay, don't worry. Now you have got the person who has asked this question. You got the what is the phishing attack and all.
Yes, yes. Okay, sir.
Yeah, that is the particular stuff. See, whatever I am explaining, whatever I am showcasing over here in the particular course structure and all, definitely I'll be explaining all these things. Okay, and again, how to detect this one? By using methods like SPF, okay, Center Policy Framework, domain key identified mail, SPF and DKIM. These are the prominent two methods we'll be discussing. Okay, so OWASP rules again. OWASP rules means Open Web Application Standard Project, where this is a again non-profit organization where they'll be defining some rules, how the meter attack framework defines the tactics and techniques for the security analysts, okay, to understand the attackers tactics and techniques, how they'll be providing the particular rules and all methods and all. So OWASP, this particular OWASP also will be specifying some rules for the web applications, okay. So whatever the particular, they'll be specifying top 10 rules, okay. So this particular year we do have the new things. In 2025 November we have got new things. In 2021 earlier we have got, after that one again they have not specified, okay. It is also just like a bible, it is also just like a bible for your web applications, okay. So in 2025 November we have got the new things. So all new things only I'll be specifying, okay. Even in Splunk also in 10.2.0 a lot of changes are there, okay. So even for my administration classes and all, so I am specifying the changed things only right from installation onwards, okay. So that is the particular stuff. So all these things we'll be discussing, okay. And again, attacks, various kinds of DNS tunneling attacks, spoofing attacks, all the attacks we'll be discussing, and malwares and various types of malwares we'll be discussing, indicators of compromise. Okay, this is very, 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 very important again. Okay, indicators of compromise. So there will be certain indicators of the compromise as a security analyst, definitely have to understand. Okay, so all these things, what are these indicators of compromise? Okay, all those things I'll be explaining in detail. So we will be having the hashing values, which is the trivial one. Hashing, changing the IP addresses, changing the domain. So if I specify these things, all these things, right, you will be annoying as well. So domain names, okay, and file hashes, okay, and finally tactics and techniques. Tactics and techniques. Okay, so this is the order. This is the most trivial. This is somewhat difficult. This is some more difficult. So likewise, the difficulty levels increases. What are these IOCs and what you have to do? We'll be discussing in detail. But these are very, very important indicators of compromise. That means, as a security, what you have to understand as a security analyst, how you will be indicating, okay, whether the entity is getting compromised or not, whether the system is getting compromised or not. Okay, you will be knowing. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. Meter attack frameworks here he has given. So likewise, okay, tactics and techniques and procedures. See, this is the particular website of the meter attack I'll be showcasing, and these are all the particular 14 things, okay, that we'll be having. So all those things we'll be discussing in detail, and once after completing, then we'll be completing the particular cybersecurity concepts, okay. Then we'll be coming into the SIM part, Splunk SIM and SOC operations, okay. So as I've specified, I'll be showcasing you the installation part, okay, without specifying the installation, without specifying the architecture, okay. So I can directly take you to the particular uh, alerts thing, okay, because that is important for us as a SOC analyst. What we have to do, so only one, you will be only working on only one component, which is called a search head, okay. As a SOC analyst, you will be working on a one of the component which is called a search head. Other components, it doesn't matter for you, okay. So whatever the administrator, Splunk administrator, whatever he ingests the logs into the particular search head, only those logs you will be identifying, only those logs you will be analyzing, and you will be creating alerts, incidents, notable events, all those particular stuff, okay. So that is the thing. But even then also, what I'm saying, I'll be specifying the installation part and the particular basic components, okay, power index and such shit, all those things I'll be specifying, okay. And again, the how to triage a SOC process, how to triage an incident, how to do escalation, how to provide response, all those things we'll be discussing. Splunk architecture and log collection, as I was specified, right. So all those things I'll be specifying, okay, in detail, okay. And again, this from here, it is very, very important for you. Security log analysis, okay. So various kinds of logs, firewall logs, okay, IDS IPS, DNS logs, HTTP logs, antivirus logs, each and everything, Windows logs, I have not mentioned, some things I have not mentioned over here as well, okay. But each and everything we'll be discussing in detail. Yeah, Windows logs, okay. So we will be having in Windows, we will be having with event IDs. 4625 is a failed login, 4624 is a successful login. Like that, in Windows it is easy, actually we can always have with the IDs and all. But whereas for these firewalls and all, you have to definitely analyze, you should know the pattern as well, the pattern of the logs as well. I'll be explaining you how to identify and all, so that the same way you will be having, even in the, if you go to the organization tomorrow, you will be having the same kinds of pattern and all, okay. So likewise, already the time is 9:50. Okay, so likewise we'll be having the particular stuff. Okay, so all these things whatever I'm specifying right now over here, and again Splunk dashboard, okay, security dashboard creation with the particular firewalls, okay, IDS IPS. Okay, so best practices for the dashboard. Okay, custom alerts and correlation searches. What is meant by correlation search? Correlation search in enterprise security is the one where the SPL query, it will be scheduling the particular SPL query. Okay, automatically it will be scheduling the SPL query by keeping a relation between the different sources of the events. Okay, so you'll be understanding. Okay, so we'll be discussing about correlation searches. Okay, what are the different sources of the events are there, it will maintain a relation and it will be scheduling the particular searches. This is called as a correlation search in simple words. Okay, and whenever it identifies a suspicious patterns with the correlation search, we call it as a notable event. Notable event. We do have various parameters for notable events. All those things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, so likewise, so once if you know all these things, right, you will be becoming, even if you go as an L3 also, there is no problem. Okay, so that's why I will be confidently saying that from 0 to advanced level. Okay, from fresher to from L1 to L3. Okay, this course always suffice your requirements. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. Okay, and again various use cases, what are the particular attacks, for attacks also, for security devices, for attacks also we'll be seeing the particular logs. Okay, and incident handling, threat hunting. Okay, all those things. So incident handling, whenever I say, so these are all the various stuff for triaging an incident manually, for triaging the incident. How to create an incident in Splunk environment also we'll be seeing. Yesterday I have told you, right? So that is the particular stuff. Okay, so likewise we'll be discussing. And threat hunting for web server scanning attacks, brute force attacks, email header analysis, all those things we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, and each topic is supplemented with practical oriented sessions, use case discussions. This is, you can underline this one, with various use cases we will be discussing. Okay, so once if you know use cases, then only nowadays they will in the particular interviews they will be asking about use cases. Once if you know how to do with the use cases and all, then only you will be having that confidence. Okay, so that is the particular stuff. That's why I'll be specifying with various use cases. I'll be having various data sets. All those data sets also I'll be giving with you only. Okay, so you can also practice. And real world problem solving techniques along with daily class recordings also I'll be providing, as I told you earlier. Okay, to ensure practical learning and operational confidence. Okay, this is the particular stuff. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover. Okay, so if anybody has not received this one, please ask me, I can still provide. Okay,
Where you will upload the recording?
in a drive, in a Google Drive, I'll uploading. Yeah, or else
Okay.
this time I'm thinking that I will be providing, I will be checking. I'll be checking in a regularly, I'll be providing in a Google Drive. Okay, so or else I'm thinking this time to have private videos, okay, in YouTube itself. Okay, so likewise also I will be providing some either in Drive or in YouTube, like this. Likewise I'll be providing. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, and you will be having
Okay.
1 year access. Okay, so that is the particular stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the particular thing. Okay, I want to get you introduced, but again the time is
How you will
uh,
help to get a placement?
as I told you yesterday. So I'll be taking mock interviews. Okay,
Okay.
I'll be conducting mock interviews. I'll be preparing your resume. Okay, so LinkedIn resume or Naukri resume, all those things you can always leave it to me. I will be preparing that one, and I will be conducting mock interviews weekly, twicely, until you get placed. Okay, so that is the best practice, so that you will be getting confidence and you can always crack the interviews. If you still say that I'm not confident to attend the interviews and all, so I'll be helping you in another manner as well, where you can be placed. Okay, so definitely, so you can always contact me for that particular purpose. Okay, so but I always recommend to have mock interviews, and you can always have confidence and you can always attend the particular interviews and all. Got it, Rohit?
Yes. Yes.
So any more questions? And tomorrow also, okay, tomorrow also you can always attend using the same link. Okay, tomorrow is the last day. Okay, so where I'll be starting the particular actual subject tomorrow. Okay, so and tomorrow you can always attend the particular. So by now you would have understood how I am teaching. Okay, even I have explained some topics, right? Even shortly as well, I have explained something. Okay, you would have understood. Okay, so and that is the particular stuff. So tomorrow you can always attend the class with the same link, and from day after tomorrow, okay, we'll be having the new link. By that time, you must be registering the particular course. Yes, please.
Sir, can you tell me, sir, what is the duration of the course?
It will be around 3 to 3.5 months.
Okay, it's about all Splunk, and it's all about the basics and including
Networking,
Splunk.
as if you have attended yesterday's class, and as I have told you now, it's now also networking, cybersecurity, SIM and SOC processes. Okay, with all the particular stuff. Okay, I'll be covering for 3 to 3.5 months.
And sir, what is the fees for 3 months, sir?
I would have send you the particular thing. Okay, if you have
Okay,
got through the particular thing, or else you can always contact me privately. Okay,
okay, okay,
specifying. Just ping me in WhatsApp. I'll be specifying
okay, sir. Thank
because
you.
it is a live class, right? I don't want to specify over here. Otherwise, there's no problem. But still, because it is a live class. Okay, so
Okay, okay, sir, no issue.
yeah. Any more doubts
Yeah,
for anybody? Yeah,
yeah.
yes,
Hey,
please.
hi, Kiran. I was thinking that Splunk is a tool, right? So, would we have any kind of trial version of this if we want to, or any subscription for the lab side if we want to get practice on that tool?
Yeah, that's a good question. See, I will be specifying. So, we do have the trial version for this one. Okay, for 2 months. Okay, you can always use that one. So, and whatever the particular, but the data sets, whatever you cannot ingest. Okay, whatever the data sets I'll be providing, right? So, especially the security data sets and all, you will not be able to ingesting, but I will be specifying how to crack that. Okay, and how to ingest the data sets as well. So, likewise, you can always practice and you can always ingest the data and you can always get the particular knowledge. Okay, so otherwise it will be expired within 2 months, and again you can always go to the particular Splunk website. You can always download. I'll be specifying all these particular techniques, how to do and all. So likewise you can always practice. Yeah,
What the basic requirement of device to use that tools?
as I told you yesterday, there is no prerequisites. Okay, so there will be something called as SPL. Okay, especially for SOC analysts. Okay, so search processing language will be saying, where that too also, if you know SQL, structured query language. Okay, so again it's a easy thing for you. Otherwise also no problem, I'll be specifying in detail.
No,
Okay,
I'm asking how the basic configuration of the laptop or things to using that tools.
the basic configuration, you should be having the general stuff only. So with i5 core processor. Okay, so and again with yeah, what we have nowadays, at least 8 GB of RAM. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
and again this some 500 GB of at least 500 to 1 TB of 500 GB of hard disk space is sufficient. So with the specifications, if you have a laptop, that will be sufficient.
That specification would be there on the website as well. Well,
Yeah,
while
yeah,
you
yeah,
will
yeah,
start
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
course,
yeah, yeah.
have that.
Specification will be there. Yeah.
So there is no lab environment as of means because you said that ingestion
I
and
will
all
I,
will
I
not
will
be
be
there.
lab environment. I am not going to provide. Okay, but I'll be showcasing you how to do. Okay, how to install, how to
Okay.
do, how to use the data sets and all. So that will be see. Even though see, I can understand. Okay, so some people they say that they will be providing lab environment. Okay, but still what happens, so they will be giving only one user. They won't be giving for each and everyone. Okay, one user ID and password. Okay, for each and every, for entire batch, only one username and one password will be there, and it will be very slow drastically. Okay, rather than that you can't even practice. Okay, whatever the thing that you will be doing, somebody will be modifying because it is only one username and password. Okay, so all those practical problems will be there and it will be drastically slow. You can't even work on that one. Rather than that one, if you have your own thing and whatever the method I will be specifying, okay, it will be quite better. Okay, so I
Okay,
always
sir,
Okay.
see.
Sure. And
sir, in this
one last
course,
question is
Hmm.
please go ahead.
yes, yeah, sorry. Just one last question. As you said that
Hmm.
if we have the knowledge of SQL, right, it would be better.
Hmm.
So, do you have any suggestion or any study material for basic understanding of SQL? If you have, can you share
No,
that
no,
so that
no, 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 no. See, if you know that one, it will be in a similar lines, just like a writing select star from, there will be writing, right? Here also some index equals to, likewise it is not, see, if you know that one, you can always adopt that pattern, writing queries pattern, you can always adopt, but it is not like that you will be using the particular stuff and all. So if you know that one, you can always easily adopt. I will be specifying, right? So we do have something called as commands over here. Okay, all those particular stuff I'll be specifying. Okay, don't worry about that at all.
Sir, my question is that in this course, do you include tier SOC tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 practical concept?
Yeah, that's what. So all the particular levels, right from L1 to L3. Okay, so all those particular stuff. So I'll be once if you complete the course, okay, right from L1 to L3, you can always have that particular knowledge.
Even it's include also forensics for reverse
What
engineering
I have
how
specified
to.
yesterday. So this course is related to SOC analysts, which is related to blue teams. It is not related to red teams and all, where you won't be investigating or you won't be creating simulations and all this particular stuff. Okay, here you will be detecting and providing the particular response of the threats, incidents, okay, all vulnerabilities, all those particular kind of stuff. Yeah. So this is the most happening. Yesterday I have to repeat again whatever I have told yesterday. Okay, so these are the most happening jobs for you. SOC analyst. If you do not get a job in cybersecurity as a SOC analyst, you cannot get anywhere. Simply, it is as simple as such. Right? Any questions? Any more questions for anybody? Yeah, so you can start registering for the course. If you can start register, right, I can share recordings. Okay, so yesterday recording I have shared anyhow. So today's recording also I'll be sharing in a particular drive or so. Okay, so I'll be sharing as I'll be start sharing the recordings. If you can start in, you need not wait. If you are willing to join, you can always register for the particular course, or else if you still want to explore, you can attend tomorrow also. So any doubts for anybody?
In this
Naveen,
course,
Prasanna,
do you include
other people?
any cloud part?
What is that? Cloud part.
Yes.
Cloud part, yeah, that's a good question. See, cloud part, see, I will be explaining you how to installation of this plan, how to do Splunk installation cloud part. I'll be explaining, okay, that particular thing. Other than that one, for you, it is not required, okay. And also, whatever the particular data sets and all will be ingesting, right? You cannot use that particular one. So, installation part, I'll be specifying how to install in the cloud environment, okay. So, but other things we can always install in the local machine itself. Okay, because with that large data sets it cannot sustain. Okay, we can always install in the local machines itself. Yeah, so other people, Naveen, Prasanna, Naidu, Sid, Srinivas, Pranav, PR. Who is PR? What a proper name, yeah. PR, is it Praveen, Praneeth? Who is PR? Yes, please. Senthil, how are you? Any questions?
Hi, Kiran. No,
Hi,
no
hi.
questions.
Yeah, great, Senthil. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Same,
Senthil,
same.
Naveen, Naidu. These people are my previous students. Okay. Yeah.
So they
You
are,
can
I mean,
understand.
going
See,
to join this course as well.
my previous students are again, they want to learn another course from me again. Okay. So this indicates then now you can understand. Yes, please.
So they can, I mean, join with the same, they are just revisioning or what?
Absolutely, I have not understood what you are asking.
They are
What
doing a
revision?
revision, the revision this topic again.
No. They have taken Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Enterprise Administration Advanced Clustering course. Now they are opting for this one, SOC Analyst.
Okay.
See, you think about yourself, right? So is it clear what I'm saying? Okay, so Is it useful for you? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So any more doubts for anybody? Rohit?
First 3 days is a free trial period, right? For the first 3 days, and after first 3 days, the membership course will be started, I think.
Yes, correct, Sushil. You have
Okay.
understood now. So since yesterday, okay, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, okay, are the are the demo classes.
Demo
That's what I
class.
mean. Okay, and from Thursday onwards, okay, so we will be having the new link,
Actual class.
okay, where you have to register.
Okay.
Hmm. That means you have to pay the fee. Yeah.
If you don't mind, can you reveal that what is the fees?
You call
Because
me, yeah. You call me or just ping me in WhatsApp.
okay, okay, okay.
This will be going. You are so particular, so you can always ping me, right? So just even you can always ping me. Okay. Yeah. Right, any more doubts for anybody? If you do not have any doubts, let us wind up the session over here for today. Okay.
No doubts, Kiran.
Yeah. Yes, Naidu. Okay, great. Okay. So
Sir, last one question. After
mm,
the completion of this course, can we can we apply for the SOC manager post after
you call
completion
me.
of
You
this
call me
3 month
later.
duration?
Call me. You call me. I will clearing all your doubts. Okay. You call me once the class is completed. Call me, please. Okay.
Okay,
So let us wind up the
okay,
class over here for today. Okay. Definitely, that's what I'm saying. For for any associate major, what do you mean by associate major? You call me. We can discuss. Okay.
okay,
So
okay, okay.
okay, we'll be winding up the class over here for today. Already 10 p.m. Okay. So I can, as a working professional, I can always understand some people they would not have in their dinner as well. Okay. So leave apart the sleep and all, but dinner also they would have not taken. Okay, let us wind up the class over here for today. And tomorrow, with the same link, you can always access, and you can always access the class by 9 p.m. Okay, and also, right, so sometimes, right, so there is a previous class for me as well. So if a few minutes is getting delayed, don't get impatient. Okay, so please wait. Okay, so that is what my request is. Okay, so we'll be meeting tomorrow again, and we'll be at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, in the meanwhile, you can always register. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.